If you're running a high-growth business or, a thriving agency right now, you have definitely heard the siren song of the all-in-one platform.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm talking specifically about high-level or GHL. It promises you this unified operating system, the automation, the efficiency. I mean, it sounds like the holy grail of digital growth.
It absolutely does.
Mhm.
But if you're actually in the trenches using GHL, you find out pretty quickly that the promise bumps up against a chaotic reality.
Yeah.
Why do so many smart people end up with a system that is just fundamentally broken, messy, or suffering from what the Sparrowlists call Frankenstein workflows?
I love that term, Frankenstein workflows. It perfectly captures the feeling, right?
It really does.
It's like you've built one system on top of another, and now you've got duplicated data, the reporting is totally off, and sales leads just disappear into a digital black hole.
Yeah.
You bought the Formula One car, but you're constantly pulling over to fix a flat tire.
Exactly. The tool is exponentially powerful, but the implementation is often, fundamentally flawed.
Yeah.
So our mission today is to dive into the strategic, specialized implementation required to turn GHL from that chaotic tool into a unified, reliable, scalable operating system. We're unpacking the methodology of Richard Worley and high-level consulting.
And for you, the listener, the goal here is simple. We want you to understand the crucial difference between merely using a platform and actually architecting one for predictable, profitable growth.
That's the key distinction. We are looking at architecture today, not just usage.
Okay, so let's unpack this expert behind the operational backbone. When we talk about Richard Worley, we are not talking about some generic funnel guy.
Not at all.
We're talking about someone who brings a kind of corporate discipline that most digital marketers they don't possess.
What's truly fascinating is his operational foundation. I mean, Richard spent years running operations, marketing, and business leadership at the highest corporate levels.
Right.
We're talking seven-figure budget management, helping teams navigate really complex enterprise-level challenges like mergers and acquisitions.
So he sees things differently.
Totally. It means he views technology from the perspective of the CEO like, does this affect the P&L? Does it stabilize operations? It's not just about whether the conversion rate looks good.
He's equally comfortable in the boardroom debating operational risk as he is inside a massively complex high-level workflow builder.
And he took that corporate discipline and launched System X Designs and high-level consulting. So he's blending that big business rigor with entrepreneurial agility.
And his technical authority is, from what I've seen, exceptional. He's not just a user, he's a certified high-level admin, and, this is critical, he was tapped to be a masterclass instructor for the community.
On attribution reporting, no less.
Exactly. When you're teaching the platform owners how to use their own platform correctly, you are operating at the highest possible technical level.
And here's where it gets really interesting. He's also a developer.
Okay.
He has designed and built custom software that integrates seamlessly with GHL. We're talking proprietary AI tools, advanced validation systems like DNC checks, and even hyper-personalized landing page generators.
So he's not just using the platform's native tools, he's literally building the missing links.
And that expertise informs his core philosophy, which is basically make the complicated simple and make the simple profitable.
I like that.
His work sits right at that intersection of marketing, data architecture, high-level automation, and, overarching business strategy. He ensures the system scales predictably.
That brings us directly to the root of the problem. If the platform is so powerful, why does it always seem to devolve into chaos? You said you've identified two main types of clients who hit this wall.
That's right. Chaos results when the person building the system lacks that strategic discipline.
Makes sense.
So the first type is the existing business that invested in GHL for efficiency and organization. They wanted everything in one place.
The dream.
The dream. But over time, their desire for quick fixes means workflows start stacking on top of each other. You have a workflow that triggers a tag, which then triggers another workflow.
Oh, I can see where this is going.
Which then sends a contradictory email.
So describe that Frankenstein workflow in practice for the listener. What does that actually sound like?
It sounds like leads being routed to the wrong sales rep based on faulty geodata, or a lead receiving 5 automated text messages in 1 hour.
Oh, no.
2 of which are apologizing for a system glitch. Pipelines don't actually match the sales team's real process, and crucially, the reporting data looks clean on the dashboard but makes no actual operational sense.
Right.
So marketing says they generated 500 leads. Sales says they only saw 50 qualified opportunities. The system itself is the bottleneck.
And the consequence of that is always finger-pointing between marketing and operations.
Always.
They're drowning in debugging, manual fixes, and just putting Band-Aids on everything. The solution isn't another Zapier connection, it's fixing the entire underlying bad build.
Exactly. The second client type is digital marketers and agencies. Now, these folks are excellent strategists. They get attribution, AI, advanced routing, at least in theory. But when it comes time to actually build and deploy those complex solutions, they just hit a wall on the hard parts.
The technical ceiling.
Precisely. Think about building a stable multi-location architecture for 50 franchises, or implementing precise UTM parsing at scale, or, executing a massive risk-free migration.
Right, things you can't just watch a YouTube video for.
Not really. They have the vision for the client, but turning that vision into a functional, stable, documented workflow requires deep engineering expertise that they usually just don't have in-house.
So for these agencies, high-level consulting basically becomes their secret tech department, kind of a white label engineering arm that handles the complex stuff.
It de-risks their offering instantly. They can go out and sell a sophisticated strategy and know with confidence that they have the technical capability to deliver it, project after project.
Okay, that brings us to the firm's unique engagement structure. If digital operations are constantly shifting, new campaigns, new products, new locations, you can't lock everything down in a rigid, fixed price package.
You can't. And that's why the flexibility of the block of hours model is so crucial for continuous optimization. Clients buy a monthly block of time, say 10 hours for a starter package, up to 40 hours for Elite.
Okay.
And then they apply that expert time exactly where it creates the most immediate value.
Wait a minute. If you're using a block of hours model with high-level clients, how do you prevent scope creep? I mean, especially when clients often don't know exactly what they need. Isn't that a recipe for hours just being wasted on exploratory requests?
That's a great question. And it really comes down to discipline and prioritization. The model works because the team acts as the client's strategic architect first. They triage requests based on business impact, what saves the most money, what fixes the most critical data gap. This removes the pressure of defining every single task upfront and allows for continuous, high-impact optimization.
So 1 month might be a custom API integration?
Then the next might be cleaning up 100 bad workflows. It's fluid.
I see. It creates a compounding effect where the investment isn't just a one-off fix, it's durable operational improvement. But the greatest value, like you said, is that instant access to a full multidisciplinary team.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That predictable monthly investment buys you instant access to architects, developers, SEOs, copywriters, data specialists. I mean, you get senior level strategy and execution without the cost, the risk, and the management overhead of trying to hire 4 or 5 internal experts yourself.
It's basically outsourcing your entire high-level engineering department for less than the cost of one senior hire.
That's it.
That's a huge value proposition. Okay, let's pivot now into the actual methodology. These are the 4 core competencies that high-level consulting builds better than anyone, starting with the foundation of all business intelligence, reporting and attribution that doesn't lie.
This is where we start with every single broken system. Because what good are brilliant campaigns if you can't trust the data telling you where to spend more money?
Right.
Most GHL reporting is fundamentally wrong because the underlying setup is bad. And the most common error is relying on what's called contact-level attribution.
Okay, just briefly, what is the distinction between contact-level and opportunity-level attribution?
So contact-level attribution just records the first source that ever touched a contact. It's basically a vanity metric.
Okay.
If they clicked a Facebook ad in January but bought something in June after clicking a Google ad, the revenue goes to Facebook.
Which is wrong.
Totally wrong. Opportunity-level attribution, which is the fix, tracks the source of every single action that creates a sales opportunity. It assigns the revenue to the right touch point, giving you real ROI data.
So the fix involves engineering the workflows to tag the opportunity correctly, regardless of how old the contact is. And that requires preserving critical tracking data.
Exactly. We need to ensure that the vital ad tracking identifiers UTM parameters, gclid from Google and 50clid from Facebook, are preserved and parsed accurately.
So why is preserving those IDs so critical for the listeners running ads?
Because those IDs are the key to closing the reporting loop. Without the jclid or feedbclid, you can't push the conversion data back to the ad platform correctly.
Which means?
Which means the ad algorithm doesn't know which leads were profitable. You end up wasting budget on campaigns that look good on the front end, but never actually generate revenue.
Let's tie that back to the used equipment sales client example. What was the measurable impact of fixing this architecture for them?
That national brand had a completely fractured tracking ecosystem. Their website was duplicating UTMs and stripping those critical IDs. They were wasting thousands on ads that appeared unprofitable.
So high-level consulting came in and rebuilt the system.
Rebuilt the system, cleaned and parsed all the UTMs, and fixed that stripping issue.
So what does this all mean for the client? What's the outcome?
Well, tracking was fully restored from the initial click through the opportunity pipeline right to the final dollar of revenue. The company gained the confidence to scale spend without fear because their data was finally telling them the truth,
They moved from guessing to knowing.
which is the necessary step for predictable growth.
Exactly. That's a powerful foundation. So once the infrastructure is fixed and the data is clean, the next logical step is taking the human error out of the equation. This brings us directly to operations automation.
The focus here is eliminating anything that a human does more than twice a month. The goal is to reduce human error, reduce staff friction, and ensure zero leads fall through the cracks.
Right.
Key automations include advanced lead qualification and routing based on custom rules territory, product interest, even existing customer status.
We're talking about giving staff back, what, 50% of their day by building efficient workflows, not just flashy ones?
Precisely. If a lead clicks a specific button or misses a call, the system handles the follow-up, the internal task assignments, and the nurture sequence automatically and consistently.
Let's look at the wellness clinics and med spas case. Staff are often completely overwhelmed by appointment setting, follow-up, and rescheduling.
That was their core problem. The staff were manually managing too many non-sales tasks, and the customer journey was chaotic, which resulted in high no-show rates.
And the fix was rebuilding the entire automation structure.
Yep. This included intelligent lead routing to the correct clinic location, automating reminders and confirmations via SMS and email, and building smooth, friction-free booking flows.
That 70% reduction in admin workload, was that mostly from the automated reminders, or was the intelligent lead routing the bigger factor?
It was a combination, but the lead routing and the automated nurturing sequences were the most impactful. By ensuring the lead went to the right person with the right contextual info, the staff spent less time qualifying and more time selling or servicing.
Got it.
The 70% reduction is a massive ROI because it means they didn't have to hire additional administrators to handle scaling lead volume.
That's a textbook example of using technology to avoid adding payroll. Now let's move to the big leagues. Multi-location architecture. If you're a franchise or an enterprise with dozens of locations, this is where most GHL implementations fail spectacularly.
They fail because people trying to manage 50 locations, like 50 individual sub-accounts with 50 different playbooks.
It's chaos.
It's total chaos. What's fascinating here is that the firm specializes in structuring GHL for true scale, ensuring hundreds of locations can run like one organized machine. You need architectural consistency across the entire network.
What's the specific strategic mistake that causes this kind of chaos?
It's failing to implement global standards and uniform data structures. If location A calls its sales pipeline stage, quote, sent, and location B calls it proposal delivered, your executive dashboard breaks down.
I see.
The key is standardized naming conventions, centralized template management, and most importantly, rock-solid geo-based routing.
Which brings us to the equipment rental group with 40-plus locations. That must have been a routing nightmare.
It was a classic case study in chaos. Inconsistent workflows, broken geo-based routing, meaning leads in Dallas were being assigned to reps in Boston.
Wow.
And zero clarity on marketing ROI across the entire organization.
And the fix required a massive architectural overhaul, I'm assuming.
Absolutely. In just 28 days, they cleaned up over 100 inconsistent workflows, fixed the geo-based routing to ensure 100% accurate lead distribution, and restructured the attribution at the opportunity level across all 40-plus locations.
So the result wasn't just fixing the broken links.
No, the result was system-wide clarity. Leadership achieved clear, accurate reporting across all locations simultaneously. They could finally compare location 1 to location 40, see which marketing efforts drove the best ROI, and strategically allocate budget.
Incredible.
They achieved over 100,000 new impressions. But the real win was gaining complete visibility and trust in their core operational data.
Phenomenal. That moves us to the final core competency: lead generation and infrastructure. This is about building the conversion engine from the ground up, designed to be trackable, not just pretty.
Right. We're talking conversion-first funnels and websites where every single click, call, and form submission flows directly into a clean opportunity pipeline, complete with that accurate attribution we just discussed.
Yeah.
If the infrastructure isn't designed this way, customer data lives in these disconnected silos.
The pool supply and e-commerce brand case highlight perfectly illustrates this silo problem when you have multiple core business systems.
It does. Their customer data was spread across Shopify for e-commerce sales, NetSuite for ERP and inventory, and High-Level for marketing and follow-up.
A total mess.
Total mess. This fragmentation killed their ability to calculate LTV accurately or target based on true purchase history.
So, high-level consulting's job was to create a functional dialogue between these three disparate systems.
That's right. They integrated all three platforms. This allowed them to automate review requests immediately after a confirmed delivery from NetSuite data, trigger hyper-personalized upsell campaigns in GHL based on what was purchased from Shopify data,
Wow.
and even built advanced AI voice follow-up flows for abandoned carts.
So they created a full ecosystem build where the customer lifecycle became one smooth, integrated experience.
Exactly. This resulted in higher review volume, a demonstrable increase in the customer return rate, and automated lifecycle management. The greatest value here is that they created a system that doesn't just generate a lead, it manages the lifetime value of that customer automatically, using data from the most reliable source, the ERP.
Wow. That is taking the platform far beyond what most users even realize it's capable of. So what's the synthesis here?
Well, if we connect this all back to the bigger picture, the firm's mission is really to move clients from the feeling of we have a high-level account to the reality that high-level is the stable, documented, scalable operational backbone that runs our entire sales and marketing strategy.
I like that.
The greatest value they deliver is aligning marketing, sales, and operations in one place based on data you can actually stake your business on.
They build durable infrastructure, not temporary Band-Aid fixes. Everything is simple, scalable, trackable, automated, and reliable. They are ensuring that when you hit the gas on your business, the engine doesn't fall apart.
And this raises a critical, provocative thought for you, the listener, to mull over. If your current business systems, your CRM, your marketing platform, your operations workflows require you to hire a new employee every single time you add a new location or launch a new major campaign, are you truly investing in scalable growth? Or are you just buying more complexity and adding more overhead? Think about the difference between a system designed for a temporary fix and durable infrastructure designed to grow with you automatically.
Something to think about long after this deep dive is done. We'll catch you next time.